Hi there, how are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are doing really well. It is Wednesday, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be uploading this video a little later or saving it, but I find myself with these pockets of time, and it's been a little quiet over the last 2 days in the office anyway. I'm back in there tomorrow, and I was thinking, doing my own work, and I said, yeah, this is definitely a sharing material. And so I hope that you guys are doing really well again. The weather's been really crazy here in the East Coast. We've been having rain. It's really overcast. Look at my hair. It's doing exactly what the weather is doing, damp and just kind of blah, sitting there. Anyway, I was doing some work for the expo, and I found myself very drawn to my newest little sacred piece. I hope that you can see that. It is what I consider a representation of Merlin. I think I may have spoken a few minutes about, I'm not sure, but I think I may have mentioned or showed you um, this beautiful piece that I was inspired to pick up about a week ago or so. And if you look closely, he has a beautiful crystal ball in his hands and also a crystal staff. I can't tell you, when I saw this piece, I was in the mall, and they had a couple of vendors. They usually have vendors here on the weekends. And I don't know, as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to pick it up. And I felt such a gravitation to deliberate intention, to magic, to the alchemical process of. I felt the staff was ground, and I felt that the globe in the hand was the cosmos, and so as above, so below, and being able, a reminder to be able to, not only tap into that cosmic alchemical energy from above, but to anchor it. And I'm a big fan of having spiritual tools as a reminder, as an intentional point of reference, of attuning to a vibration. And of course, Luna and I actually had spoken about doing a show about this. And I actually was going to do a workshop with one of my students about sacred tools, and we never got around to it. But I am definitely an advocate of it, and a practitioner of it. I have so many altars in my house and in my office, and one of the reasons why I do is not because I'm idolizing, and of course it could be taken as such, that we're idolizing an object, or a person, a thing. I don't perceive it that way. I perceive it that we are all one, and yet in the glory of the infinite manifestations of all that we are, that we can tap into those many different manifestations and draw from it. In this case, Merlin being a manifestation of the whole, um, is an aspect of me that I may not be readily tapping into right now. And having found this piece was a reminder that perhaps I need to become more focused on the alchemical process of anchoring both above and below, tapping more into magic, and things of that nature. And it really speaks to me, and I thought it was a great share, because a lot of times I get asked in private emails and private messages, how I began, or what do I do, what do I practice. Um, and, some of those inquiries always become then a great subject for a share here on YouTube or the other social medias. And so I definitely wanted to share Merlin and my own experience. And I was inspired to just pick up really quick a couple of the spiritual tools that speak to me. And by the way, they have no rhyme or reason. There's nothing specific that we need to pick up. You need to be very open to what may speak to you. And it could be very unique to you, or it could be very fundamental that it could speak to many and say, like, yeah, oh yeah, I have that. I have one of those also. But this is an unusual little piece. It's a pair of swans. Isn't it pretty? And it was a gift. And when it was given to me, I immediately saw union, relationship, togetherness, harmony, and I keep it in one of my altars, and it does remind me about relationships, my own relationships, uh, and the unity of being in harmony. Um, the desire to bring that into my life, into being able to anchor it, and to experience it. And so I do keep it in my altar. And this is a beautiful perfume that I can't remember the name. So it's called Sacred Rose, Herb and Root. It was a beautiful creation by Sacred Rose Heart, and she's usually here in the East Coast. I don't know if she travels, but she creates these amazing perfumes and oils. And I bumped into her a couple of weeks ago in one of the expos that I went to visit, and I was really drawn to it. The rose. It's a beautiful scent, and I keep it in the altar nearest me by my bed. And I try my best to anoint myself with this oil as a reminder that I am sacred. The rose is very feminine, to connect with my goddess side, my femininity, um, my passion, just to love myself and to remember how beautiful I am inside and outside, perhaps. um, and we need to remind ourselves of that, because sometimes we don't always feel that way, right? So I'm definitely not coming from a place of arrogance, but more so of the sacred self and loving the self. And so it smells delicious, and I anoint myself and enter that beautiful place of goddesshood. I keep my sacred Egyptian cat. Isn't he adorable? Or she or he, both. I also found this. I find mysterious things in the most unusual places. Um, I think it was at a backyard sale or a garage sale, and this beautiful piece was just sitting there waiting for me. I have an amazing attunement to Egypt, of course. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that it was an amazing guard that wanted to come home with me. And it also sits in the altar nearest to me in my bed. And I feel like it's protection, to guard me from my thoughts, from any dreams or any traveling that I do, from any feelings that I may be experiencing that are heavy or challenging. A reminder of my alignment to ancient Egypt, Um, I don't know, just very sacred piece for me. And again, when I feel called to connect to, say, this particular piece, it's an instant portal opening to the Great Pyramids, to Egypt, to the teachers, to anything that I need to the vibration that I need to anchor and or connect with at that time. And to me, it is just a knowingness that if I'm being called, sometimes this will sit on my altar and I'll see it, but it's there. And other times it's almost like it's reaching out above every other piece and saying, like, listen, take a look at me, stop and pay attention, right? So this beautiful love candle that was given to me by one of the shamanic apprentice students. Uh, it smells beautiful, and I haven't been drawn to light it yet, but I'm beginning, actually, over the last few days. Yeah, I'm getting ready to just experience an infusion of love. And again, it's a candle, but somebody beautiful created this and created it hopefully with the intention of love, to receive love, because it is a love candle. And I honor and respect that not only the creator infused it with love, but the person who gifted me with it gifted it with the intention of me receiving love. And again, it's when we keep that vibration, that movement, frequency alive by bringing honor to it and by including it as part of our rituals, that we magnify the energy, and open ourselves as well to receive then the gift that was placed in this, and the gift that was placed in the intention of the person who may have given it to us, right? Right? So, and then this too, and I think I may have shown this in a previous share some time ago. This is such a beautiful box, and again, Egypt, yes. This was a beautiful gift from one of my beloveds, Shama, who claims that she had it for a very long period of time and was inspired to give it to me as a gift a couple of months ago. And I thought it was, oh, it was just so amazing. It was so profound when she gifted it to me. Again, because I have such an attunement with Egypt, I felt it was like a secret, sacred chamber. And immediately I was drawn to create a ritual, of intentions, to write some notes, some affirmations, to adorn it with lavender and rose petals and oils, and to seal it. And for me, this represented, a huge request, this hair, and planting of seeds that I set out into the universe, out into the Great Pyramids, to bring into fruition, into manifestation, you know. And so it's very sacred to me, and I keep it. Actually, all these pieces came from the altar that I keep near my bed. But as I said, I have many. And so I hope I've given you somewhat of an idea of how we can utilize sacred pieces. A lot of times we're drawn to certain pieces. We go to an expo or an event, and we buy something because it calls out to us, and then we sort of lose the momentum. It just kind of becomes a dusty piece that collects dust. But we should be a little bit more mindful that everything is always speaking to us, that everything carries energy, and that the more we pay attention to that, that we give reverence to that, the more it is going to, that energy that is being carried in this object is going to open to help us to facilitate some kind of energy work, of movement, of vibration, of assistance, of awareness, of a reminder, you know, as in Merlin. And as such, then altars and the spiritual tools within an altar become an amazing portal for us to find refuge, for us to find revitalization, peace, communion, answers, guidance, direction. We get it, right? So it's very important. And I don't know. I was inspired to share that because, like I said, a lot of times, you know, I may go through weeks without really, you know, stopping and paying attention to some of my altars or the pieces, and then all of a sudden, like this week or the last few days, certainly everything or certain pieces are like really calling out to me, and that's a reminder for me to stop, to pay attention, and to invest some time, some self time, to listen to what it is that these sacred pieces are trying to remind me, or trying to communicate to me, that may help facilitate some experience or situation that I may be moving through, right? And so I hope that this bit of sharing can help you as well, right? Yeah, so we are about a week away. I know that I'm sharing this a lot, but about a week, a little over a week away from the Staten Island Universal Summer Holistic Expo. You guys, if you happen to be in the tri-state area, actually, if you happen to be nearby, I was shocked that I had a beautiful light worker just sign up, coming all the way out from Virginia Beach to join us. What a joy and what an honor to have her. And you know what? We've had situations like that. Last summer, actually, we had some people come out from California and I believe South Carolina, just to come out and join us. So very grateful to all the beautiful light workers and the attendees, of course, who are gravitated to the beautiful portal that we hold here on Staten Island to be a community for those who wish to unite in spirit and amazing energy vibration, and just having fun and sharing and learning and purchasing spiritual tools and all that good stuff. And so June 30th, Sunday, June 30th, at the Hilton Garden Inn from 11 to 6. There's only a $5 admission. There's workshops all day, and they're all free except for a drum journey that I'm going to be offering from 1 to 2. There's a $20 exchange for that. I'm really excited about sharing that. I did offer a drum journey for the shamanic students about 2 weeks ago, and it was so incredibly powerful for them and for me, that I'm really excited to move forward in offering these. So if you're interested in hosting a drum journey and you happen to be in the tri-state area, or are located somewhere else where we can arrange travel, I would be more than willing to to hear more about it, because it is definitely one of my callings of the hour to offer more and more of these sacred drum journeys. And we enter them with no expectation just being open to whatever it is that needs to unfold. For some, it was very emotional. For some, uh, they experienced a multitude of flashes of past lives, and others made contact with their uh, animal guides and everything in between. And so the experience is very unique to every individual, but powerful nonetheless. And so it brings me, of course, again, great joy to be able to just put another hat on and to start offering these amazing drum journey events. And so again, if you happen to be in the tri-state area, I will be offering one from 1 to 2 o'clock on June 30th at the Summer Holistic Expo here. And what else is going on? Putting the office together. It's coming along, a lot of work uh, to take place there. So sort of still at the old office, but really kicking in the next week or so in transition. A lot of people, by the way, speaking of the office, it's funny. Years ago, I joined this directory online that's called Healer Source. And it's a directory where you can find light workers or healers. And I had totally forgotten about it. And today I got an inquiry for a reading. And it reminded me, that sometimes people are not aware that thanks to, social media and all the different ways that we can communicate today, we don't necessarily have to have an office in order to provide all these amazing exchanges. We could do it online, we could do it on the phone, we could do it through Messenger, we could do it through Skype, we could do it through WhatsApp, and we could do it in person. And so some people are surprised when they find out that I have an office, and other times people are surprised when they find out that I do offer other services other than in person. So I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to put that out there, that all of those different venues are of course available if you're so inspired. Yes? Anyway, should we pull a card just because I'm here? Let's pull a card. Of course, I don't want to be known on YouTube only for pulling a card, because that's definitely, as we just found out, as just shared, definitely not all I do. But it is something that I love to do. The validation of the oracle never ceases to amaze me when we do private readings. The incredible validations. Okay. Pull a card, see what's going on today. Ooh. Emotional loss. A feeling of loss, obviously. Perhaps we may be experiencing an emotional loss, maybe not finding, that love that I was talking about, for the self, feeling not understood. I'm sort of feeling, or feelings getting hurt perhaps through a conversation, a conflict, some sort of disagreement or something like that. It's okay for us to feel the emotions of feeling hurt, of feeling that someone is not understanding us, hearing us. It's natural to allow ourselves to feel the flow of those emotions. What's not okay is for us to stay here and to believe and start to hold that energy of loss or of unworthiness for a long period of time, right? And so if you are experiencing some kind of emotional pain, allow yourself to acknowledge it, to move through it, but remember not to stay there. Of course, I can't leave it there in that card. Gain your power. Perhaps this experience of emotional pain is happening so that you can take a stronger stance, have a voice. Remember that we don't always have to be right or wrong, but we don't have to lose our power in the process of it either. You know, an understanding that you know what, the best scenario is when we honor someone's choice, stance, while still maintaining our own and honoring our own foundation. One more. And the waiting game, the hourglass, waiting for something. Remember that everything happens in divine order. I feel quiet time here, needing to incubate and know that it's okay if something is taking a little longer than expected. What was that saying? Rome wasn't built in a day, right? I always suck at sayings. I always mess them up. But it's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Don't rush things. The longer things brew, the more delicious they are. Have grace. Have grace in the moment of waiting. Yes? Ooh. And of course, Puzzle is interrupting us. I apologize. Puzzles, I apologize for that eruption. I can't control him. He looks out the window and sees people pass by. He's only 6 pounds, but he thinks he's a lion. So, anyway, I hope that those cards spoke to you in some way. Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to experience emotions. Don't be too hasty with rushing things. And remember to always hold on to your empowerment no matter what. Yes? Well, you guys, I love you so much. I hope that this was helpful, useful. I love to hear about your tools. If any of the sharing that I did spoke to you in some way, any questions, comments, love to hear them. Thanks so much for always keeping in touch and sharing those with me. I hope the reading was insightful and that it was helpful in whatever way it needed to be. And